welcome to Fuzzy Reviews. Today I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about Commander Quest in about 3 minutes. Commander Quest is a Slave Spire-like, a roguelike deck builder with a twist. Instead of playing cards and directly interacting with your opponent, you will often play summons instead of attacks. And after you finish your round, you will enter a short order battle round where your actions will be resolved. This leads to a few changes, but overall the gameplay feels quite close to Slave Spire. As in Slave Spire, the biggest asset of Commander Quest is of course its deck building aspect. You will discover, try out, experience a lot of different combos, synergies, builds, and you have to constantly adapt to your situations. Another familiarity to Slave Spire is, in my opinion, quite well made Ascension system, so the ones who fancy a grind will find this in there too. But of course, Commander Quest is not quite there where Slave Spire was. First of all, the variability is good, but it's not as good as Slave Spire. We just have 2 bosses for each act, instead of the 3 in Slave Spire. You just have 2 races with their unique set of cards, instead of the 4 from Slave Spire. But last of all, also the balancing seems to be quite a bit off. Yes, I'm looking at you, Owlbear. But there are also more severe and fundamental differences which influence the atmosphere of the game for me. First of all, I would like to mention the soundtrack of the game, which is quite inconsistent to me. There are parts which feel more like a Pokemon soundtrack than a soundtrack for a game where you play a mighty army commander. But at other times it's totally fine. Another complaint I have is the enemy commander, how it gets presented. Unlike in Slave Spire, I don't feel that they have so much character. They are merely a unit on the field. That's it. And in the beginning I had sometimes problems even understanding the different nuances between them, the different gameplay they have and what I have to adjust, as I didn't really care about how they looked in the beginning. But this is also a little bit problematic because at the same time the view onto the battlefield is the biggest strength. It just feels great to see your army unleash, to place your build onto the map. And there are just 3 builds I want to mention now. First of all, you can, like Caesar against the Gauls, place walls around you everywhere, restricting the movement of your opponent and then slowly kill them, or building up an army of unstoppable archers you finally unleash on him. The second build I want to mention is sending out the mighty Owlbear, setting everything aflame, one-shotting everything. And my personal favorite is unleashing the Riders of Rohan again and again, focusing on heavy cavalry and hitting your opponent hard and quick. All in all, I would say for around $10, this is a solid choice. It's a fun game, and even though I wish there would be a third race, possibly the orcs from the 3rd arc, I wish it is already right now a quite solid game, and I'm sure the developers will still work a little bit on the game. If you want to see more about the game, I will link a gameplay video from me in the description.